Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Insane Gorilla here. Welcome back to another What If Deku was a space marine. Now, where we last left off is that a certain Inquisitor sent probes to attach to asteroids around around Mars. They are looking for what they seek, or what this Inquisitor seeks. And as we also know, that Izuku is also a space marine. So, yes, he was recently unveiled, and also with the Inquisitor looking for what he looks for. Let's just say nobody's going to really find out until it's far too late. Anyway, after, Izuku was finished being revealed to the whole Empire, a lot of people see this as an opportunity to get rid of a threat. Okay, the rebels do. So, yeah. The heroes know about him. Well, the ones who do the police work, while men and women in the military do all the fighting. There is there was a rumor that some civilians started that Izuku was a child that was kidnapped from his household. But everybody sort of like waves it off. It was just some rumours that somebody started elsewhere. You don't know who it is? Because I'm not telling you. As a few more months go by, Izuku gets deployed on another mission to look at something very strange happening on Mars. There's a small town on Mars that recently went poof, goodbye. And the higher ups think that it is rebel activity. So, as Izuku gets transported to Mars, his transport gets suddenly shot down. He, jumps out, and because sometimes space marines can survive extremely long heights, and for convenience sake, he does. He jumps out and hits the ground hard. As his transport, crashes and goes kablooey. Leaving zero survivors. And Deku tries to set the communication out. Well, tries to and fails. Because of his communications being, jammed. Deku walks around for a few hours until he reaches the village. To find out that it's a bombed out husk of what it used to be. Goes right through, sees hundreds of people that are dead, but one manages to survive as he, walks over in his power armor. As this person turns around to see him, saying, get away from me. I've done nothing to you. As Izuku just stands in front of him and kneels down, saying, "Calm down. What happened here?" As this man says, "You know exactly what you did here. You and your so-called battle brothers." As well, Deku removes his helmet, saying, "What happened here? I haven't done this." If you didn't hear that explosion earlier, that was my ship getting shot down from the sky. As well, the man says, "Go to hell." And, well, pulls something out from his back, and then tries to kill Izuku with it. So it turns out to be a grenade. As Izuku simply crushes his hand and makes the grenade go off in his hands, and now he's bleeding. As he says, as this man says, "The Empire. You created more of you monsters." As he pulls a pistol out and shoots himself in the head. Shoots himself in the head. As Deku gets up, he hears, "You know, when I was sent down here to cleanse this area of foul Xenos, I wasn't expecting to find a space marine. Brother, what is that ridiculous armor you're wearing? The Imperium of Man does not allow stupidity." As Suzuki looks over to him, as he sees a red armored space marine saying, as he says, inclined, "I am not your brother. I wasn't aware the higher ups made another space marine. If so, that means I am directly your superior. Now stand down. You dare question a space marine of the You dare question an Adeptus Astartes? The insolence! These inhabitants are Xenos, scum, slaves for the Imperium of Man. I shall not kneel to you, neophyte." Suzuki gets in a compact stance, as so does this space marine. As they, well, start wandering in circles around each other. As Suzuki ponders in his head, saying, "Neophyte? Adeptus Astartes? What the hell? I'm gonna have to tell my superiors about this. This guy looks tough. Good. I need a good fight to really push this armor to its limits." As this space marine also says to himself, "Why did the Inquisitor send another? Why did somebody send another space marine here? I could easily deal with all this myself. But who is he? He's not from the Imperium, that's for sure. Chaos." As he sees the symbol on Izuku's chest. As he then screams, "I will purge you, heretic!" As Izuku is sort of taken off guard by heretics, as he says to himself, "What the hell is he on about now?" As he, runs at Izuku, as Izuku is taken aback, saying to himself, "Nothing that big should be able to move that fast." As he gets hit straight in the chest and sent flying. As this Space Marine runs up, pulls his bolt pistol out, and starts firing at Izuku. Izuku just rolls out the way, gets up, and starts firing back. Until they come into melee range, and Space Marines are good at melee. But unfortunately, so is Izuku. So this Space Marine's in for a rough time. Because they both hit each other smack bang in the face, cracking both of their visors. Well, both of their helmets. As this Space Marine says, "Not bad, heretic." As Izuku just says, "I'm not this so-called heretic. I don't even know who you are." And then he says, "I am an Adeptus Astartes of the Blood Angels chapter." As he pulls out his chainsword and revs it. "I am your executioner today." As Izuku just pulls out his weapon. And by the way, he is not, as you saw in the earlier picture of, obviously, of the Star Wars meme of Vader in the Space Marine uniform, or Space Marine suit. He is actually, hopefully in this next picture you'll see later on, he's not your average, well, he's somewhat of in a grey area. As Izuku pulls his melee weapon off, well, pulls his melee weapon off of his back. As the Space Marine says, "Impossible. There's no way a there's no way. There's no way a Grey Knight would be here." As Izuku says, "Shut up and fight." As he sort of slaps him in the face, saying, "Neophyte." And this really does enrage this Space Marine. As he, well, charges. And Izuku, well, cuts him clean in half. As he thinks it's over, as he walks off. Trying to find out what is jamming his signal. But before he does, he gets shot in the back. But with his armor, it just pings off as he turns around and throws his weapon, well, his melee weapon, into the Space Marine's head. As the Space Marine just flops back down to the floor. So Izuku just double checks to make sure he's dead by removing his head. As he walks off again. Finally finding whatever was jamming his transmissions. As he, well, because he's picked up his guns again, unloads. As the whole thing goes kaboom. As he gets a transmission through saying, "This is Space Marine 0906. To command, respond." "We hear you, Space Marine. What the hell happened? You suddenly just cut out on us." As he says, "Encountered," well, as Izuku says, "encountered unknown enemies. One to be precise. extremely tough, saying something about Imperium of Man. Don't know if any more are around. Request immediate reinforcements to secure area as well. As you most probably see on the picture now, that is actually what Izuku looks like, but with a helmet. He repeats of what he, well, says what he saw as the upper echelons of the Empire. Just say, roger that. Sending cleanup team and research teams and yada yada yada. There's 5 transports turn up after 5 hours. 5 to 6 hours. And during that time, Izuku has just been standing on guard, pacing backwards and forwards, seeing if the body will suddenly jerk itself back to life even without a head. Which, luckily for him, it doesn't. But oh God, did the Inquisitor see this, along with the battle brothers of that particular Space Marine. Oh boy, are they pissed. But they kind of respect him as well, because he took on their battle brother with honor. Because their brothers, because their brother went into melee combat, Izuku responded in kind by going into melee combat as well. Even if he did cut him in half extremely fast. Then stabbed him in the head, then severed his head as well. As the transports all land, all the soldiers get off, immediately fanning out and securing the area. As they see the Space Marine, their commanding officers walk up to him and salute, and he salutes back. As they see, the Blood Angel's remains on the floor. As they said, did you have to cut him into small pieces? As well, they see the head on the floor as they just try to lift the head up, and it's heavy as fuck. Because, let's say this, one guy tried to pick it up, and he fell straight to the floor. It just says, Jesus Christ, this thing is heavy. As they eventually roll the head upright as they take off the helmet, and out came a head. And they all see that it was actually human. And they realize that they may have made a very big mistake, because all the comlinks were on, or what they think are comlinks were on. Well, as a skull of sorts suddenly appears out of nowhere. It hovers and scans everybody. First, it scanned a normal person, which nobody realised it was there at the time until somebody screamed. And the reason why he screamed is because he saw something green, then all of a sudden red. He turned around and saw a skull staring at him with electronics coming out. So that kind of scared him. Or her, should I say. Because male and female working together to do stuff. So hey, as well, everybody turns around to see this skull scanning people, and with a green laser, then going red if it's not, well, what he's looking for. Eventually gets to the offices and does the same thing. Then gets to Izuku, scans him, and instead of going red, a light on its side goes green. As it flies off for a bit, then turns around and shows a projection showing a man in a dark room just tapping his fingers together as he just says, "Well done, well done. This is Inquisitor Drogon or the Xenos of the Imperium of a Man. Well done, well done." I got to admit, I wasn't entirely sure if you were actually the real deal. After all, we were influencing your species' evolution as a test. You've advanced remarkably well using our technology. But I got to admit, a little disappointed. You defended aliens that weren't actually human. And yet, that didn't seem to bother you. How estranged. It doesn't help with you, Space Marine, being so flexible. The flexibility of an eldar, to be precise. Say, do you have Eldari inheritance? As Suku looks at everybody else, as they all just shrug, saying, and sort of within the word of, huh? As Inquisitor Drogon just says, never mind, never mind, never mind. It's been a pleasure watching you fight, Space Marine. But you should really pay attention from now on. 'Cause you may not realize this, but you're not the biggest fish in the sea. We'll be watching you with great interest. And by the way, this is a younger Drogon. So this is before he lost his arm. So yeah. As he continues saying, the Battle Brothers of that particular Space Marine are not particularly happy that their battle brother is dead, but are not particularly upset that you defeated him. On the contrary, they're happy that you've done that. The happiest they've ever been around me, even. But my voice hardly matters. Soon you'll feel the full might of the Imperium of Man if you defeat any more Space Marines. Or hell, the Space Marine entire chapter will turn up. And they're altogether far more scary than you will ever be. Toodles. Anyway, guys, I am leaving that here. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.